In this video, I'm going to be putting together this page kit that I have created using some of the close to my heart Cricut or SVG files that they have in their complete creativity collection. And I take different parts and put it together in a way that I like. So this isn't exactly what they had, but all of it is contained in that kit. I just rearranged it to suit my style. So these kits come in a bag. Sorry for the glare, but I wanted to show you. And all you have to do is take out everything. And instructions and a picture are included. And all you do is put it together. So this is some cardstock that I have. I'm trying to use up all my stash and save cost, because close to my heart cardstock is the best cardstock I use. However, it's a little more expensive. So to keep costs down, I'm trying to use up my stash before I change over to all close to my heart cardstock. But this is fine because this is your base layer. And as you can see in the sample, I have stamped along the border. So I'll show you how I do that. And these stamp sets that I used, this stamp set I used, I think it might still be available. It's Z3703. I used this border. The other stamp set I used an element from is this corner stamp. It's a little floral one and little leaves on the side, and I thought these went together really well to add a nice delicate border for this very girly, little girly page. And these are the inks I've got out, and I inked a lot of my pieces, so I wanted to get those out and have them ready. Now, when you stamp on a 12 by 12, I use the back of my Versamark mat from Close to My Heart. It's a sponge on the side. It's well used, loved. I have one I take to crops. This is my one for at home that gets abused. Okay, so it's got a cushion, so I don't have to use the little foam cushion that comes in each stamp set. So what I do first is take my corner one and then go around and stamp each corner. Now in the kits, I've done all of this for you. I just wanted to show you how I did it for the put together video. So I have stamped every one in the kits, and I only have a few kits available. I put them all together myself, and I don't want to make so many I'm left with them, because how many can I use in my scrapbooks? A few, but not so many that I want a lot of leftovers. So what I do with these border stamps is I will take it and put it down here, and then slowly put it down the rest of the way. I don't put it down like you do normally, because I want to know where I'm lining it up. Now I need some scrap paper. We use this, and this is just a quick little mask because I don't want to go over this image. Okay, so I'm going to take this and make sure it's stamped and none on there. Okay, and then I'm going to line it up here, and then try to line it up where that other image is in the corner, and press it down. There we go. So I'm going to do that for every side. I use my stamp chamois to wash off the ink so that they are good to go for the companion page that I use. What's nice about these stamp chamois is they don't leave any lint from like baby wipes. They will leave lint on your stamps, and that's not good for next time you stamp. Then you got threads. The chamois, I keep it in this while I'm using it and then let it dry out and then re-wet it, and it's just as good as new. But it looks terrible because it's stained, but it works just as good as new. So we are all done stamping on here. Okay, now I'm going to put the photo mats in an arrangement how I'm going to put them on my page. Now, depending on if you have horizontal photos or vertical photos or smaller photos or larger photos, you know, this is how you can make these embellishments and the page elements fit your need. Okay, so don't feel you have to follow my picture. You can do it however you would like. You have everything in here to create it, but you don't have to follow mine. You can, you know, make your own. Okay, and we have static cling. All these little pieces. I love creating these page kits. It is so much fun, and I have a lot of people that really like them, so thank you very much for your support. It really does help. Okay, so those, and these are the background. These are what you would call a cut file, and this is part of the Complete Creativity files. You put those there. I like to place everything out so I know where I'm going to have it, just so I'm not digging for things while I'm gluing and everything. So that's completely up to you. And I can move my page, my photo mats, until I get this done. Oh, here it is. And this was drawn out on the Cricut, so that's why it might be a little off. It depends on which how it is in each page kit. You can flip it over and draw your lines on the other side, or use it just blank. Let's see. And I did this just to give the words more emphasis, because on the pink it doesn't stand out as well as it does on the white. There's the eye, and the dot is here somewhere. This is the bow. And that's another cut file. The ears. It's like you have extra pieces in your kit of the flowers. I just had so many cutting out, and you have at least what you need to make the photo, but you probably have some more this or that. So don't be surprised if you get a bunch of little extras. All right, all these little leaves here I put in the cut file here, and I'm not going to put all those in there because I have to flip it over and glue them in. There's the dot and the eyes, and those go with that. Another star. Okay, so I have all my little pieces laid out. Now I'm going to start gluing them all together, and then I can do their final placement. So I will be back after those are all glued. Oh, I'm going to ink first, and I wanted to show you how I do my inking. I use our ink blending tools, and I have them by color family. Like this is red and pink, and then I have a black and a gray, and I have them on this little carousel from Ranger, so that they stay right where I need them. And that's violet purple. And then there's one just for blue because blue is such a wide range. So I do it that way, and I'm going to move this out of the way so I can ink these, and I'm going to use our craft mat. So after I ink on this, I can just wipe it off, and it's good to go for the next thing. And I go off the edge or onto the cardstock piece from the craft mat. I go in a circular motion, and it just gives it a nice soft effect. And now when I layer this on here, it just gives it a little more dimension and depth. So if you want it to be darker, you can make it darker, knowing where those lines are. Like the line here that separates the bow. There. It's so pretty. Maybe I'll do a little in the middle. Here. It just adds a fine finishing touch. I'm gonna say it. So I'm going to do the same with the ears. And you know the base of the ear, down where the ear canal is, it's darker, so add a little extra there. I mean, by far, I hope nobody's going to go through and say, oh my gosh, it should be darker there. So don't worry that much about it. And these flowers, after you do them, I take them and really scrunch them up with my fingernails. This gives some depth to them. Gives them a little dimension, and they just fold them up. I don't have them on foam adhesive. This is on foam adhesive, the whole piece, but it just adds some shadowing and character, I guess is the word I'm looking for. Add some character to the pieces. Especially if you have like a white core cardstock, this will color that edge so nicely. And all close to my heart's cardstock is a white core, so it looks fabulous when it's inked. Okay, there are those. Oh, and this is Flamingo. On one of our new colors, Flamingo. I'm going to use this to color this back. Now the leaves you don't have to worry about because they're going to be covered up. And we do now carry these blending sponges and wooden holders for them. And we now have the Distress line of inks that is also great for blending. But I'm just using our regular inks for this. And this one I'm using is grape. Use cinnamon. This is another new color, and I got a brown tan on. And if you ever want to make sure, I mean, I don't clean my pads off, but if you ever want to make sure there's no like a lot of residue of a different color you absolutely do not want on your piece, you know, use this, rub it off on some scrap paper and see what it looks like. I just want to add some color to these because of the white core. I can see some of the white and I don't want that on the eyes, the eyelashes, and the ears. Now most of these brown ears will be covered up, so let's see the other color. Yeah, I'm going to use the dark side. So this is some of our close to my heart paper, because it is two-toned. It's light on one side and dark on the other. And I'll tell you, when I don't have it to cut in my Cricut, it really makes a difference. Oh my gosh, it is just so nice to cut in the Cricut. And I find I'm having a lot of problems with some of my stash cardstock that I'm trying to get rid of. It just doesn't cut as nice, and I'm spoiled with the close to my heart stuff. Color Evergreen. This was new last year. Let's see where my green one is. My green one. These pads last a long time. Right. Oh yeah. Love that. Love it, love it. The leaves, I will use some marker or pen to make the little veins and fold it up to give it some dimension. Okay, I think I have all my pieces inked and ready to now glue. Okay, I wanted to show you how I put together this part of the cut file, and I inked all that. This is the back that's going to go, actually. Make sure I have it the right way, that way. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the leaves on first. And I have my liquid glass here. And I'm just going to put this fine tip applicator. Is so nice to put in the fine line of glue, but you got to work fast because it does dry fast when you put in such a fine line. You got a little wiggle room, but not an awful lot. So like I wouldn't put glue on all 6 of them, 6 of the leaf areas, because I don't know if I could get them all done in that amount of time. So I'll just do a couple at a time. And definitely got to go light-handed with the liquid glass because you don't want it to seep out. Okay. And if you get too much on, just use a piece of scrap paper and dab it off. Okay, or dab it off on your craft sheet or on a scrap piece of paper before you put anything on it, and then the seepage will be almost eliminated, if not completely eliminated. Okay. Now these leaves are going to be encased with the other piece of the cut file, so I'm not worried about getting a lot of glue on there. I just need enough for them to stick. I have a little overhang there, so I can just get my little scissors. Our micro tip fine scissors are wonderful. Snip that off. Okay, it looks good. So now I'm going to put it on here, and I'm going to go the opposite way with this one. Well, I wouldn't say that the opposite way. The opposite way of what I just showed. Now I can put a little bit bigger globs of glue on there. And you got to work a little quicker. If you miss a spot and it's coming up, you can just put a little glue in there, so don't worry if you don't get every single little area. So now I'm going to take this and match it up. To the front. Okay, and that is how I do my cut files. All right, and I got an extra leaf. All right, so there's that. Now these I wanted to show you too. Got to rough them up with your fingers. make them look like they're realistic. Fold them up like that. Now I'm going to take, this is the green citrine, I'm not sure how you say that. This is just going to add a really nice little metallic look to it. Okay, you can add your leaves. This is definitely not something you have to do, but it's just a little bit of glisten and interest to your pieces. Okay, so there's one leaf. Would you rather have a leaf like that than this? They both look good. Okay, fold it up. Whoops. All right. So pretty. There's your forms, isn't it beautiful? I love that glitter. Okay, this piece. I tell you, I use this bottle for everything, and it just keeps going and going and going. And I keep thinking, I'm going to run out, I'm going to run out, and I just never run out, which is fine. Which is just fine. Now, I didn't ink any of these, and that's fine. I want them to be very precise and crisp on my page. And I pretty well measured this out, so if you start at one end, you'll have just enough room for the other end. So we have all our pieces. Oh, we're going to put our flowers together. And this is where I will look at the one I've already made, because I put them out just how I want them, and I want to know where oh, there's my purple flowers. I really like how I had them laid out, so I'm going to follow my guide. And okay, down here in the bottom, I have a dark purple and a pink. And the star middle on these was really like a mistake. I had some stars sitting on my table, and the cut file, or the Cricut cut, had a little white dot for the center of the flowers. And I saw the star sitting there, and I said, oh, that would be cute. And I put it on there, and I'm like, oh my gosh, that just adds such a nice look. I love the gold glitter. Of course, you could use white glitter, or pink glitter, any colors you wanted. So there's that one. Now I got a pink with a light purple. my granddaughter loves unicorns. So I could probably make 10 of these all the same and put her pictures on them, and she would be fine with it. I wouldn't be fine with it, but she would be fine with it. Okay, so that's what we got. So now I'm going to lay it out on my new sheet. And that's an extra. And these are going to go across the top like this. With the unicorn horn. And your ears. Your flower. There, I think that one goes there. I'm going to put this one over the top. And then the bow is going to go there. Okay. And put a couple little sprigs up here. And you can tuck them in. Let's see, these are going to go down here with a sprig and a leaf or two. No, the leaves are going to go here. Hey, I could have a use for that extra leaf. Oh, I think I'll go the other way. Oh. And those will go up here somehow. Eyeballs. Oh, it's so cute. Alright. I'm going to put this here. Magical over the top. This here. And this little tab I have going on here. Where did that little leaf go? Here it is. You don't ever let those little extra pieces go to waste, right? He can go down here like that. This can go up here. Okay, so I'll glue it down and come back and show you the finished project. Hopefully it'll look as nice as this one, right? I wanted to show you, because there's so much going on here, I wanted to show how I layer it, so you can see, because it looks, when I was first doing it, it's like, oh my god, this is so close, I'm not going to have room for the eyes and all that kind of stuff, but it looks fine, so don't worry about it. This is covered up, as you'll see. I'm going to use some foam adhesive with a bow. See how much glue is on there, so I can dab it off on here, or if I got that piece of scrap paper I can put it on there, so I don't put it on my piece and then have it seep out all over, even though I did get a little on there. There's a little bit of wiggle room. Okay, so I did move this over a little bit this way to give room for my flowers. When you attach these, make sure you don't go over where you're going to put your picture if you don't have a picture yet. So here's the other one. There is room underneath there to slide your picture because that was closer. And these are not attached by a lot of adhesive, so I can move them depending on when I get a picture. So there you go. I like the silver better, and then the white glitter. Yeah, I didn't have the sprigs here. I put them up here for this one, and the sprigs I made smaller, so I think they look better there. These are kind of big. So in the kits, they're the small ones. This is the kit. Okay, so if you would like one of the kits, let me know. I will have them available at a very limited quantity. And if not, you can always get the Complete Creativity Cricut Cut cartridge, which is digital only, and make all of this yourself, plus a whole variety of other layouts and cards and all kinds of things that they have, and you can take all the little pieces and make whatever you want with them. It's a really unique idea that they came up with. I'm so thankful because I really like using them. Thank you for watching. If you aren't a subscriber, please subscribe and hit that notification bell so that you know when I do other videos. I will be doing a few more of these for some other kits that I have come up with for my events that I'll be going to in the fall here. Thank you. Bye.